Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here, and I wanted to kick off my new channel with a bang and talk about something that is very relevant to right now, and that is politics, or more importantly, sort of the political machine. I, for one, will be overjoyed when this political season is over, when Super Tuesday happens, when the election occurs, and whoever wins the presidency wins it, and we can move on and hopefully move ahead with bettering the country. But the thing that has gotten me, and you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and admit right now, up front, I consider myself to be a liberal person. I consider myself to be, I lean more toward the left. I consider myself to be a Democrat. I've voted Democrat several times. I voted for the Democratic president. I voted for Obama the first time around. I voted for John Kerry before that. So yeah, I lean toward the left. That doesn't mean I agree 100% with everything that the liberal constituents or that the president has proposed, or that I feel that the country is going 100% in the right direction under Barack Obama, or would I give his 4 years in office a perfect score? No. But that's kind of the point. I mean, especially I look at politics, you're looking at, really, when it boils down to it, you're listening to two used car salesmen trying to pitch you. They're both trying to pitch you the Pinto. They're building up the Pinto, and they're making that Pinto sound awesome. It's the most reliable, it's the most fuel efficient, it's just the greatest thing ever. But at the end of the day, you bought a Pinto. You've got a Pinto. They can make it sound as good as it possibly can, but at the end of the day, it's just a Pinto. Both candidates are going to promise you the world, but at the end of the day, if they can deliver on 20% of what they promise, they're doing pretty good. A lot of my problem with politics is, number one, it's the smear machine on both sides of the coin, but I really have to give it to the Republican Party. Nobody runs a smear campaign like the Republican Party. Just the other day, I got a recorded phone call, a recorded message. As soon as I answered hello, it was like the Micro Machine guy for about the first 3 seconds. Blah, 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 paid for about Mitt Romney. Couldn't hear, it was like that disclaimer message, but it was so fast, all I could make out was paid for by Mitt Romney. And then it went into more sort of really mile a minute, really, intense, guy talking about Obama's war on women and Obama's, war on this and war on that. And I was listening to it thinking, really? And like, if you want the country to continue down this horrible path, or if you don't want the country continuing down this awful path, please hold on and make a generous donation to the Mitt Romney campaign. Well, of course, I hung up at that point. But that just sent all this, all these memories of even going all the way back to John Kerry versus George W. Bush and the whole, Swift Boat Veterans for Truth, bull crap, and how many people really bought into that, and how that ultimately really hurt John Kerry, and at the end of the day, it was complete BS. And how many people buy into the mass emails, into stuff that's posted and reposted and shared on Facebook, and how really ultimately gullible a lot of people are, especially when fear, not just smear tactics, but just straight up fear tactics are employed in a political, with a political agenda. So yeah, that was really a really good phone call. At first I thought it was pretty funny, then I was like, Just, Um, but another thing that's really bothered me about, particularly this election with Barack Obama and Mitt Romney, is, and I understand, Republicans dislike Democrats and Democrats dislike Republicans. That's fine. You're you're not going to agree 100% of the time, especially when it comes to politics. Some people were just, they're Republicans hardcore till they die, or they're Democrats hardcore until they die. And that's fine. The thing that's really bothered me about this election in particular is the underlying racism that is just seething beneath the surface. And like I said, I know a lot of people, if Barack Obama's name was John Smith and he was, just your regular, white waspy guy like we always get, a presidential candidate or in politics in particular, if he had that D next to his name, people were going to dislike him, people are going to hate him. But it's amplified, it's multiplied significantly, the fact that Barack Obama is a black man. And a lot of people will probably disagree with me, but I just, I see the Facebook posts, I hear people talking about him, and it's not just political. It's not just whatever side of the aisle he's on. It's also it's the fact that he's black. And that's the bottom line. And that's something that really, really bothers me. And, I see that a lot in Facebook posts. And I see that a lot just in conversation, hearing people talk about him. And it's just, ultimately I think it shows that, we've moved far enough to elect a black man to be the president of the United States. And I remember, I voted for Barack Obama, like I said. I remember, watching the news that night that he was elected, and really feeling a part of something. Really feeling like, wow, I'm watching history being made. This is sort of my, me landing on the moon. This is my generation's, that moment. We're watching a black man be elected president of the United States. Who would have thunk it? So I really felt, I felt moved, to be quite honest. But at the same time, it also shows, yes, we've moved that far to elect a black man to office, but there's still a lot of people who are going to hate him and hate that fact simply because of the color of his skin. And that's a sad thing. Whoever gets into office, whoever gets elected, whether it be Romney, whether it be Obama, the bottom line is, how much will it ultimately change? I've got a buddy of mine who works. He works for a local agency here in Kentucky that helps lower income people with housing and with like heating, affording heating costs, especially during the winter months. And he broke down politics for me really simply in terms that I think anybody can really understand. He said, when there's a Democrat in the office, we have more money to work with. We have more money to help people with. When there's a Republican in the office, our budgets are cut drastically. That to me just sort of sums up politics. Now, are both candidates run by, big interest groups and are these candidates out to make a lot of money and are they political puppets? Are they tools of, big business, so on and so forth? Yeah, the bottom line, yes, absolutely. Both of them, either one, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what letter is by their name, doesn't matter what side of the aisle they're on, doesn't matter what their party affiliation is. They are owned by big business. Bottom line. They're there to make a buck. Now, really, you've got to kind of look at, which one do I believe is going to screw me over the least. And when I say me, I'm talking about really the middle class. The middle class in this country, have and will most likely continue to be the one that is shat upon pretty much the most. We pay all the taxes, and we are the backbone of the country, yet we are not very respected for doing that, it seems. But yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about politics, how you guys feel about the candidates or anything. I would just love to see a political discussion that's talking about just the politics, and with people who are in the know as to what's going on. I mean, there's so many people who have no idea what's going on, have no idea what a Republican is, what a Democrat is, what either one stand for, if anything, just espouse their political philosophies and their political views, and they have no friggin' clue what they're talking about, because they've been informed not by debates, not by the facts, but by Facebook, by some mass email, or by some spam phone call. That's all about fear and trying to smear the candidate, not just smearing them professionally or politically, but smearing them personally, which is just that's just a whole other thing. So I will just be so glad when after Super Tuesday, when we get all that out of the way, we elect either the new president, or we elect Barack Obama to continue his presidency for 4 more years. Either one, I would just love to see. Just cooler heads prevail, and really the best for the country. Which, honestly, I don't know if either candidate, or just the political machine the way it is. I don't know if whoever's in there, if really the country is gonna prosper, or if the middle class are going to be eased of their burden. I don't know. But anyway, that's just how I feel about it, and I will be very happy once it's all over and once everyone stops talking about it, and we can go back to what Facebook was really meant for, and that was for those awesome shared pictures of people, like this. If you love Jesus, keep scrolling. If you love Satan, I think that's clearly what Facebook was meant for. And I know when I see those, and I see lots and lots of those, I know that at least something's working right in this country. So, all right. Until next time, you guys take it easy. And one way or another, just go vote. Go vote. Whatever your political views are, whoever you like, go out and vote. Just go vote. Rock the vote. Vote. Go vote. Vote, vote, vote. Go vote. So until next time, you guys take it easy, and peace.